keep on continuing with our merger.
Let's go to the next topic.
Next topic. Oh, by the way, guys, if you're hearing that noise, I know this is late into the show, but it's the Playroom app, and it's the only way we can film it where it's just us. So that's why that's there. And I'm sorry, but we're living through it. It's for fun. It's cheering music though, so it's not bad. Do you want to go or you want me to go? I'll go. My topic is, this happened 2 weeks ago. Man City were playing. Who were they playing? Everton, I think it was. Mm-hmm. And it's the 81st minute, and Edwin Dzeko fakes that he has dislocated his shoulder for 5 minutes.
Jeez.
On the field, he's laying on the ground. The referee doesn't believe him at all. And it's hilarious. It's hilarious to watch. I'll embed it in the article for the video when I post it. But it was, what I found hilarious was that the stretchers actually came on. But at this point, Man City has already had all three of their substitutions. And so the stretcher guys, physios, check him out, take him out. 1 minute, I kid you not, 1 minute, and he's back on the field. He just slowly goes, okay, let's run. And it adds like 6 minutes to stoppage time. And I mean, literally the announcer said, he's been laying down there for 5 minutes. I just stopped the stopwatch. It was so. That bears down to: do you think players, all sports around the world, that are abusing the rules that are there to save them? You know, like within soccer, with people for diving, those kind of rules are meant to, you know, protect them because they're getting fouled really hard.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
If he stumbles that far, he should get that kick. You know, same thing with American football, which I have no idea what any of those rules are. I just hear about them all the time because everyone complains because it's about you know head injuries. The same thing with soccer is that if a player is holding his head, you stop play.
Yeah,
that's another rule that's been in place for the last 2 years, I think it was. Yeah, it's been new. It's actually a pretty new rule. I mean, referees, if they are holding. Now it's like, if they're holding their head on the ground, you stop playing. Yeah. Like, it's automatic. Like, it's required. So that's my thought. What do you think players abusing the rules that are meant to protect them?
Well, it's a shame, because a lot of soccer players are giving our own sport a bad name here in America. Because of now it's the drama sport. It's the sport of foul of people that
for a segue real quick, you look really American when you said that.
Thank you. I'm the Flying Dutchman and I look American. It's good. Anyway.
America's nearly...
I'm done.
Moving on.
Anyway, so it sucks. It honestly sucks. I hate it because every person here that I talk to tends to go, I don't watch soccer because usually about 5 to 10 minutes of the game we're watching somebody roll around on the floor. And it's like, that's just a shame because it's such a beautiful sport. It shouldn't be played off the floor. It should be played standing up, the ball constantly moving.
Yeah.
But a lot of people that are professional they get paid to flop and get paid to act all these scenes out, to draw cards for the other players and to try to protect themselves. It's a shame. They really should stop abusing it.
I believe the same thing. I mean,
talk up a little more.
I believe the same thing. I mean, growing up watching soccer, I'd watch with one of our neighbors, and not to seem racist, he'd watch an African team go up against a European team, and watch the European player get tackled or dive, and be like, y'all are weak. You know, I mean, it's a beautiful sport in that there's a lot of physicality, but at the same time,
there's those beautiful moments.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Ruined by someone diving theatrically.
Yeah. And you know what? We can boil it down there. I will agree. There's certain leagues that's worse than others.
Oh,
like the Prem is the obvious. But also you have all these flamboyant players that are like the boy bands, you know, that are like that, you know.
With the cool haircuts.
And I'm driving the fancy cars. They got the supermodels, but then there's also leagues that don't. So I'm like, what I notice, I'm not trying to be racist. It's just my observation from watching soccer because I watch a lot of it. But usually the groups that usually flop the most are South American. Actually, all of Latin America, pretty much. Then you also have Africans are big floppers. Just know, like the star forwards, you know, like drop flops like all the time. It's true. I'm not trying. And then Spanish players do a lot. Spanish league, I think there's a lot of flopping. It's probably the second most to the Prem, you know. And then Portuguese as well. Cristiano Ronaldo. He flops so much. But the leagues that are it's least prevalent is the Italian league, I think, and the German league. A lot of the little leagues in Europe, because they're more focused on play.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Dutch league, I have no idea. I can't remember.
Dude, when I was over there for 2 weeks and watched some of the Eredivisie, like
They're just usually moving so fast.
Dude, did I tell you guys? I think I told you guys about the time where that guy got like his right leg chopped from underneath him, and the ball was rolling towards 18, and he literally like put his left hand down and did like a somersault flip and got up and then took an upper 90 shot. And I was just like, after I watched the replay, I was like, dude, this isn't even a top tier team. This is actually one of the middle tier of the league brackets.
Yeah, I consider Dutch league like in between that 6th and 9th ranked league.
Thereabout. I mean,
because that's like the top
Yep.
5. The top 5, it's England, Germany, Spain, Italy, and France.
Yeah.
And then I don't really have a direct order because it's kind of a mixture, which that's the Dutch, the Russians, Portuguese.
and then you have the Turks.
I would say Turkish. Yeah, I would go Turkish based on their Champions League performances in Europa leagues.
Yeah.
I would say that's your next 4, those guys, and they're also like the talent pool, they're a breeding league, so you push up players up to the next leagues, and that's where you get your talents from.
Yeah.
No one's talking about the Scottish League now, are we?
The Scottish League is fallen. It's the Celtic. It's the Celtic show. That's what it is. I mean, Rangers isn't there anymore. They've lost all that money, and that kind of devastated them. But like the player I admire the most is Miroslav Klose. He's had moments where he's been he got a handball, and he was scored 2, and he told the referee, "Hey, I handballed that. It shouldn't be counted as a goal," and they took it away. And also, no, I got a blue screen. One of my drivers keeps on malfunctioning. That's right. I have to get a new part. That's to do with my fan.
Yeah.
So it's coming in. That was our side note, guys. At least it's not the PS4.
Yeah.
It's just my computer, and it's just it stays on for an hour and then it goes.
Yeah.
But like he's done the handball. He's given a penalty kick inside the box, but he's like, referee, he didn't even touch me. Like he's gotten all these things recalled that should have benefited him.
Yeah.
And I just consider that class act. Same thing as like Ryan Giggs does a couple of these things a couple times in his older age. Okay, I know you'd say something there. Hey, he flopped a bit in his younger years, but I mean every player does.
So, do you think that's a thing of players' age or sense of maturity?
I wouldn't actually. I would agree. Maturity is a big thing. Also, I think it's where you come from. Some players say like Neymar, he is considered the hottest commodity, one of the hottest commodities right now, and that's going straight to his head. Compared to, let's say, like some English defender coming out of, let's say, like Crystal Palace or something like that. He's come from humble beginnings. He's been fighting. He's been every club that's been in the promotion relegation scene for years. I know there's players like that.
Basically in a tug of war every season.
He doesn't even know if he's going to be able to play in the top tier. Sometimes he'll be in the top tier, but he's a squad player. But he'll be in that bottom tier. He'll be a starter. And there's players that are just trying to meet ends meet. And I noticed them. They're not flopping. Because they're just humble enough that I get to play. And I think it also has to do with how much to the point gets in your head, whereas I really love this sport and I can't believe I have this dream job.
Right.
It's the perspective, you know.
Yeah.
And I think bigger name stars, it gets to their head. I mean, the egos are definitely there.
Yeah.
I would agree.
So what about Messi's performance recently? He hasn't been as...
Well, he's been injured.
I know, but he's been playing. He played recently though.
I think he did. I think it's last weekend.
Yeah.
I don't follow La Liga that well because it's an awful league that's garbage.
No.
It's the truth.
Oh.
There's 2 teams. Oh, there's
Shots
3
fired.
teams this year. You got Atletico, Real, and Barcelona. Other than that, it's just trash. That's why I think the German league's number 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. Besides Premier League this season, which has been like one of the closest things ever.
Yeah.
It's down to the final tomorrow.
It's too tight though. Like
The German league is very tight, you know, except for Bayern Munich is becoming the juggernaut. Other than that, from second place to last place, I think it's about 20 points.
really?
Yeah, it's a very tight league. Also, they don't have the main TV deals; they're not getting the money for that, but they still have top level players.
They play efficiently.
They play very respectfully. They play hard, though. They're not afraid to take someone down. But there is,
I mean, they have some amount of flair, but their focus isn't flair. Their focus is usually
being efficient and scoring.
basically.
But I think that's where some Latin America is, and like former Yugoslavian states, because the former Yugoslavia used to be known as the European Brazil. No, I'm being serious. That's what it's called. Because all the players were a bunch of flair players, but they could play. So that's where you have like Croatia, like you have Luka Modric, players like that. They're doing this. So, any more on that topic?